think Scooby-Doo is just a wholesome cartoon about a talking dog and meddling kids solving mysteries, right? But here's what you don't know. The 2002 live-action movie started as an R-rated script. 3 outraged parents at a test screening forced Warner Brothers to butcher the film. Today I'm revealing 20 adult jokes hidden in Scooby-Doo that will completely change how you see this childhood favorite. Scooby-Doo! Number 20. The script was never meant for kids. James Gunn wrote the screenplay, the same James Gunn who now runs DC Studios. But back in 2002, he wasn't writing a family film. His original vision? An edgy Austin Powers-style parody aimed at teenagers and adults who grew up with the cartoons. The script got submitted to the MPAA. It came back with an R rating, not PG-13, R-rated. Warner Bros. Panicked. They ordered massive rewrites. The film we got was a compromise nobody wanted. Number 19. The cast got ambushed with a G-rated rewrite. Freddie Prinze Jr. and the entire cast signed on for a PG-13 parody. They arrived in Australia for filming, ready to shoot James Gunn's edgy script. Warner Bros. Handed them a completely rewritten G-rated screenplay at the airport. Didn't even let them go to their hotel first. Straight from the plane to the studio with pages that had been sanitized overnight. Prince later called Scooby-Doo one of 2 jobs he regrets. The actors thought they were making something clever. Instead, they were forced into a merchandising vehicle. And you can hear that frustration in every interview about the film. Number 18. Cleavage was digitally erased frame by frame. One test audience member in Sacramento complained that Sarah Michelle Gellar and Linda Cardellini's dresses were cut too low. One person, one complaint. Warner Brothers brought in the visual effects team. They digitally raised the necklines on both actresses' costumes, frame by frame through the entire movie, added CGI fabric to cover skin that was already filmed. The studio spent thousands of dollars erasing cleavage because one parent got uncomfortable, but somehow left in jokes about testicles and marijuana. Number 17. Mary Jane. Wasn't just a coincidence. Shaggy meets a beautiful girl on the plane to Spooky Island. Her name? Mary Jane. Shaggy's response, like, "That's my favorite name." Kids laughed. Adults understood immediately. But there's more. In the original R-rated cut, there was a deleted scene showing Shaggy and Scooby selling pots from the Mystery Machine. The camera zooms in on a sign reading, "Pot $5." Then pulls back to reveal they're selling actual clay flower pots. The joke got cut, but they kept everything else. Mary Jane even sprays Shaggy with green mist that makes him visibly high on screen. Number 16. Pass the Dutchie. Plays over the Mystery Machine. The opening has musical youths pass the Dutchie playing as smoke billows from the Mystery Machine. Dutchie, slang for a marijuana pipe used in Jamaican culture. The song's about passing around drugs, and Warner Brothers approved it for the opening of a children's movie. Smoke pours from the van windows while this plays. Shaggy says, "Talk about toasted" in the animated opening sequence. Every parent somehow missed the implication that Shaggy and Scooby just hotboxed the Mystery Machine before solving mysteries. Number 15. Shaggy calls him Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Doobie, slang for a joint. Shaggy's been calling his dog a marijuana reference for decades. The 2002 movie leans into it harder than any previous version. Matthew Lillard delivers Scooby-Dooby-Doo with perfect stoner inflection. The joke was hiding in plain sight since 1969. James Gunn just made it impossible to ignore. Number 14. Fred's scrote comment got past censors. Fred tells Shaggy he doesn't have the scrote for this job. That's testicles, in a PG-rated children's movie. The line survived every round of studio cuts, survived the Sacramento test screening that destroyed everything else. Nobody at Warner Bros. Questioned why Fred Jones explicitly questions Shaggy's manhood in a film marketed to elementary schoolers. And it's delivered with Freddie Prinze Jr.'s straight-faced sincerity. just casual emasculation in the middle of a mystery. Number 13. Scrappy urinated on Daphne to mark his territory. The flashback scene opens with Scrappy bragging about puppy power. Then he urinates on Daphne, a long stream of yellow liquid while he sighs with relief. Fred scolds him. "Scrappy, I told you no urinating on Daphne." Scrappy claims it was an accident. Fred explodes. "You were marking your territory." Think about that implication. Fred recognizes this as sexual rivalry. Scrappy's marking Daphne as his property, fighting Fred for dominance. This is a joke about a puppy's sexual jealousy toward a human woman. And the dialogue confirms it's happened multiple times before. Number 12. Fred cleaned his beans at Don Knotts' Christmas party. Fred mentions that Scooby once cleaned his beans at Don Knotts' Christmas party. Beans, slang for testicles. Fred's explicitly referencing the time Scooby licked his own genitals in public at a holiday gathering. The phrasing is deliberately vague enough to slip past censors. Cleaned his beans sounds innocent. Until you realize what beans means. Freddie Prinze Jr. delivers the line with deadpan disgust. No explanation, no clarification, just the unspoken understanding that Scooby committed an act of public indecency. Number 11. The hydrocolonics. Line went over kids' heads. Shaggy and Scooby avoid places with scary-sounding names. Then Scooby adds, "and hydrocolonics." Hydrocolonic therapy involves inserting a tube into your rectum to flush your large intestine. It's a colonoscopy preparation procedure and completely inappropriate to reference in a children's cartoon. Kids assumed it was just another spooky word. Adults recognized it immediately as a joke about anal procedures. The line survived every cut. Nobody questioned why a talking dog knows about colon cleansing. Number 10. The body swap scene was originally much raunchier. When souls get swapped, Fred ends up in Daphne's body. In the theatrical cut, he looks down her shirt and grins. But here's what got deleted. Fred proposes having sex with Daphne while he's in her body and she's in his. The scene was filmed, then cut. Another deleted moment? Fred commenting, "I can look at myself naked while in Daphne's body," then proceeding to examine himself in detail. Editor Kent Beta confirmed directors shot naughty and nice versions of everything. The body swap we saw was sanitized. The original treated it as an opportunity for sexual exploration. Number 9. Daphne says Fred pawed her for half an hour. After the opening mystery, Daphne complains, "The ghost pawed me for half an hour." Pawing, unwanted sexual touching, groping. Daphne's explicitly saying the villain sexually assaulted her during the kidnapping, and Fred dismisses it by saying it's not their fault she always gets kidnapped. He blames the victim. Then Daphne starts crying because nobody takes her seriously. This is a dark joke about sexual assault played for laughs in a family film. Number 8. Fred tells Velma, "Dorky chicks turn me on too." Fred tries to compliment Velma by saying, "Look, I'm a man of substance. Dorky chicks like you turn me on too. Turn me on." Sexual arousal. Fred's telling Velma he finds her sexually attractive despite her being nerdy. The "too" is the worst part. It implies Fred regularly discusses which women he finds hot, that he's surprised dorky girls can be attractive, that he's doing Velma a favor by admitting this. It's a backhanded sexual comment disguised as reassurance. Number 7. Daphne and Fred's body keeps getting touched. After the body swap, Daphne complains, "Fred keeps touching me." She's in Fred's body. Fred is in Daphne's body. So Daphne is saying Fred keeps touching his own body now that Daphne's soul is inside it. Fred's using the body swap as an excuse to grope what used to be his own body because Daphne's consciousness is now experiencing it. It's a violation, sexual harassment hidden behind supernatural mechanics. The gang laughs it off. Nobody addresses how disturbing this actually is. Number 6. Velma and Daphne were supposed to kiss, not for fun, not as a joke, to swap their souls back. Sarah Michelle Gellar confirmed it years later. After the demon Ritus failed to realign their protoplasms, Velma and Daphne shared a passionate kiss that returned them to proper bodies. The kiss was filmed, Linda Cardellini and Gellar performed it. It existed in the first cut. Then test screenings happened. Conservative parents in Scottsdale, Arizona saw the lesbian kiss. They complained. Warner Brothers immediately ordered it removed. James Gunn's original script featured Velma as explicitly gay. One kiss could have made history in 2002. Instead, it died because 3 parents got uncomfortable. Number 5. Velma was written as explicitly lesbian. James Gunn wrote Velma as explicitly gay in his 2001 script. Not ambiguous, not implied. Explicitly lesbian with romantic interest in Daphne. Studio executives watered it down during rewrites, then watered it further during filming, then cut it entirely from the final film. The sequel gave Velma a boyfriend to erase any doubt. Gunn confirmed this on Twitter in 2020. He tried, but Warner Brothers refused to allow LGBT representation in 2002. They were fine with drug jokes and sexual innuendo, but 2 women kissing? That crossed the line. Number 4. Fred was written as bisexual. In early scripts, Fred wasn't just the straight-laced leader. James Gunn wrote him as bisexual, with hints dropped throughout about his sexual fluidity. All of it got cut, except one moment that survived by accident. When possessed, Fred uses 90s slang. He says, "Yo-yo, the biatch was like what?" Biatch? The writers left in a line where Fred says bi while possessed. It's either a coincidence or the last remnant of his original characterization. Either way, Warner Brothers made sure Fred stayed safely heterosexual for merchandising purposes. Number 3. The souls became protoplasm. Because religious parents complained. Originally, demons stole people's souls. Simple. Horror movie logic. Then the Scottsdale test screening happened. Religious parents saw demons extracting souls. They objected vehemently. Theological implications terrified them. Director Raja Gosnell explained, "We had some pretty hard pushback from religious people. Warner Brothers ordered every reference to souls removed. The entire movie got re-edited. Dialogue was re-recorded. Souls became protoplasm." The theatrical version has this bizarre inconsistency. Characters awkwardly say protoplasm when everything visual suggests something deeper. But Warner Brothers couldn't risk evangelical boycotts over a movie about a talking dog. Number 2. The possessed Velma scene was pure horror. One deleted scene made it to the DVD. Velma stands in the locker room wearing a revealing bikini. Daphne walks in. Something's wrong. Velma's acting strange. Valley Girl inflections, giggling inappropriately. Then Daphne asks about the creatures. Velma slowly turns around, cracks her neck sideways, lets out a demonic Linda Blair scream straight from The Exorcist. The scene plays like genuine horror, not comedy, actual nightmare fuel designed to terrify. This is what James Gunn wanted, a Scooby-Doo that respected horror. Test audiences rejected it. Parents called it too scary. The movie we got was defanged. The deleted scene shows the vision that 3 parents destroyed. Number 1. 3 parents killed an entire generation's movie. Let that number sink in. 3. Not hundreds of complaints, not organized boycotts. 3 people at a test screening in Sacramento objected. Warner Bros. Immediately rewrote the film. Cut the lesbian kiss, digitally removed cleavage, changed demons to creatures, replaced souls with protoplasm, eliminated Fred's bisexuality, scrapped Velma's coming-out arc. James Gunn described it as a nightmare. Freddie Prinze Jr. called it a regret. Raja Gosnell admits he never showed the intended audience what they made. The R-rated cut probably doesn't exist anymore. Those 3 parents ensured an entire generation never saw the Scooby-Doo that could have been. What does this tell us? That corporate cowardice wins. That 3 voices can erase artistic vision. That merchandising always beats storytelling. Scooby-Doo succeeded despite the cuts. made $275 million worldwide, spawned a sequel, became a cult classic. But we'll never know how successful the real version could have been. Those jokes that survived? They're fossils, remnants of the R-rated script that 3 parents couldn't completely kill. Every drug reference, every sexual innuendo, every inappropriate line. They're evidence of what we lost. What you watched as a kid was a compromise, a sanitized version designed to sell cereal and backpacks. The real Scooby-Doo died in Sacramento in 2002, and we've been living with its ghost ever since. Speaking of studios destroying what made franchises great, the way Warner Brothers treated the Scooby-Doo creators is nothing compared to what happened to the voice actor who made Bugs Bunny famous. Watch that next to see how animation studios erase the very people who built their empires while keeping every dollar for themselves. If this video changed how you see Scooby-Doo, subscribe for more hidden stories about your childhood favorites.